आपका स्वागत है इस फाइनेंस शो में जिसका नाम है बैंकर से चर्चा विद आशीष कपूर। आज की चर्चा में हम बात करेंगे फिक्स्ड इनकम मार्केट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स बॉन्ड्स के बारे में, which are usually either secured by collateral or otherwise by certain specific assets. To chat more about opportunities and nuances in the specialized market, it is my pleasure to host our special guest, Shri Suresh Darak, who's an industry veteran having established institutional bond business from scratch in top financial conglomerates and who's now the co-founder of the trend-setting fintech firm Bondbazaar. Welcome, Suresh, to the Banker Se Charcha Vodcast show.
Hi, Ashish, and hello to all your viewers.
To start things off, could you give us an overview of the evolution and size of the bond market in India and a perspective of who all are the key institutional players and as well as a flavor of the retail investor market segment, please?
Sure, Ashish. In fact, you know, bonds per se, when we talk about bonds,
Yeah,
actually, many people have many perceptions about the bonds. So just wanted to clear one thing, bonds, debentures, NCDs, all are same. People use different nomenclature sometimes for the bonds and NCDs and fixed, but they are all the same thing.
I'll be the same. Yeah,
Bond is nothing but, a loan given to a government or a corporate. Corporate or government, they can borrow from the term loan market,
yeah,
like from the banks, and the same way manner they can borrow from the bonds market. The bond market is much more efficient market. So actually, the evolution of bond market, of course, it is there for decades and decades. But the size of the bond market, if you talk about, the outstanding government bond market is closer to 140 lakh crore. And
40.
outstanding corporate bond market is 40 lakh crore. The total bond market size is 180 lakh crore. So
Right.
it is almost like two-thirds of our GDP, almost two-thirds of our entire market cap. से आप compare करोगे BSE and NSE का, it is almost two-thirds of those market cap, equity
Absolutely.
market cap. The size is seriously big. Uh, but still, retail participation is very negligible. Right now, the investors in bond market are something like banks. They mobilize deposit from publics. वो bond market में investment करते हैं.
Right.
वो गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स भी खरीदते हैं, कॉर्पोरेट बॉन्ड्स भी खरीदते हैं, डेट म्यूचुअल फंड्स, इंश्योरेंस, पीएफ. So all this PF, all these investors collect money from the retail public and they invest in the bond market. Right? So basically, you can say all these are the intermediaries. Their job is to collect money from this retail public and invest in the bond market. Actually, everybody can invest in the bond market, but still, as I told you, the retail participation still is negligible. So they are directly or indirectly exposed to the bond market through banks, debt, mutual funds, those type of institutions. As you're talking about the size outstanding. So annual issuance in the bond market, like in government, साल में करीब 20 लाख करोड़ बॉन्ड मार्केट से बोरो करते हैं. Corporates closer to 10 lakh crore they borrow from the bond.
That's huge.
So it's seriously big in that
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah. Great. Thanks for outlining that so nicely, Suresh. Now, most people, old and young, invest in safe but low yielding instruments like fixed deposit with banks or post offices. Many people invest in the equity market either directly or indirectly. And if you look at the other end of the spectrum, some folks even put money in dangerously risky stuff like crypto that doesn't even qualify as a bona fide investment option as there is no underlying whatsoever. My question was, can you give us a perspective of the range of returns, rough and ready returns that one can expect from fixed income, equity, and other market products, starting from low risk, medium risk to high risk, including obviously corporate bonds, which could be AAA, AA rated paper, and going down the credit curve to high yield bonds.
So you are talking about retail public actually.
Yes, absolutely.
So Ashish, frankly, when we talk about retail investors or individual investors, first thing is, it's their hard-earned money.
Yes.
They actually sweat a lot to earn this money. They sacrifice many things, right? Uh, so one of the things which I always say that you spend so much time in the office, you sacrifice so much special moments of your families and all other things to earn this money.
Ji.
So you should be careful when you are investing this money. You should be
Right.
careful that your money should go. But the fact are something different. So आप returns की बात कर रहे हैं. So let's talk about the size of the market which retail public has money. Retail के पास में savings बहुत है, but वो कहाँ जाते हैं? So bank deposits is closer to 180 lakh crore of 180 lakh.
180.
So जब आप बैंक से पैसा डिपॉजिट करते हो, so it is in three format. It can be आप सेविंग्स अकाउंट में है, करंट अकाउंट में है, या फिर आपका पैसा फिक्स डिपॉजिट्स में आप करते हो. You will be surprised. Retail है, मतलब if you go by 20 financial year 22 data as published by RBI, 60 lakh crore is lying in saving account where you are earning hardly 2 to 3%. In current account, around 15 to 20 lakh crore is
0%.
retail where you earning 0%, and around 90 to 100 lakh crore is lying in fixed deposits account where you are earning anywhere between 3.5% to 6.5%.
Right.
So if you have seen whenever banks publish their results, they always talk about CASA ratio. And some banks say I have CASA ratio 50%, 60%, and all this. What is this CASA ratio? It's current account, saving account balance. So 80 lakh crore which is lying in current account and saving account of retail money, they are earning almost zero. It means banks are earning 8 to 10% on that money, which retail, if they are more disciplined, they can earn. So that is the first thing.
Right.
And that's why I say you're hardened.
That's a very
So
important
first
point.
thing is about the discipline. Do you care enough for your money? Second thing is about, since it is your hard-earned money, should you punt? Let's say when we talk about equity returns, cryptos, and all other things, we always talk about the returns. What about the risk? And what is the returns? So you're surprised that like Nifty in somewhere in 2000, last 15 years, Nifty might have gone up to 3x. It was around 6,000 to 6,500 in 2006-7. Now today it may be closer to 18,000 or something like that, 3x. So if you invest the same money in 10% yielding fixed income instrument, let's say any bonds, even banks borrow from the bond market.
Right.
So your money double every 7 years. Rule of 72.
Yeah.
72 से आप yield से जो return है आपका divide करेंगे, so in those many years you can double your money. It means just by investing in the safe instrument like bonds, your money would have become 4x in last 15 years, more than 4x.
Right.
And average return in Nifty is also not 3 years. So first thing is your money in savings account, current account, fixed deposits, your money in equity. I am not even talking about cryptos because it's a crazy world. People they invest in crypto because of fun or to make money. I don't. So they know the answer better.
Yeah.
So bond market is such a market where government bonds are giving you closer to 7.5 to 8%. उससे ज़्यादा safe तो कुछ हो नहीं सकता because you are giving money to government of India, and you can select the tenor of 1 year to 10 years and based on your investment horizon and buy those bonds. Second thing, corporate bonds, where like L&T, Tatas, Birlas, and many other corporates raise money. Anything between 8% to 12% is the return. So, we are talking about, when you're talking about the comparison, frankly, I will do a comparison with your discipline. Or if you are more disciplined, you are more careful about your money. So you will put money into the right investment instrument, which can give you a steady fixed returns. And then, of course, equity markets are dreams. They sell dreams. But if you do your own analysis, you'll surprise. Then there is one market, which is bond market, which helps you to fulfill your dreams. So that's the advantage of bonds. So it gives you, so it's a balance instrument which gives you fixed return for a fixed maturity like fixed deposits.
Right.
At the same time, it gives you flexibilities of equities like you can sell at any given point of time. So I think this is one of the best instruments which retail should focus to grow their wealth.
Right. So true, Suresh. Very, very well articulated. Now there have been very few public bond issuances where retail investors could participate till now, and almost negligible below the AA rating category. And we've also been hearing about deepening of secondary markets with retail participation since decades, since our college days or even earlier. So if you can tell us what are the hurdles in this market and how are they being tackled for the retail point of view? And secondly, how can demand interest be generated amongst retail investors by tech-enabled market makers like you who have developed full-scale institutional bond business previously from scratch?
So your question is very interesting. Why retail is not there, and in fact, it is surprising. Bond market is 180 lakh crore bond market, right? And it is where you can earn 8 to 12% and much more safer as compared to any other market. And retail has more than 170, 180 lakh crore lying in the bank deposits. So why they are not there in the bond market? It was always fascinating, and it was question even I was trying to answer it. But my understanding is one is awareness, and it is not about awareness only about bond market. It is also their awareness that their money is lying in the saving account and current account. They are not generating any returns,
Right.
and they second thing is their awareness that your investments in the equity market are also not generating enough returns for last 15, 20 years or something like that, and how the international market, equity market has given returns in so many years. Second thing is they are not aware that bond market there are more than 14,000 corporate bonds and 4 to 5,000 government bonds. It is 18,000
That's a huge
type of
sector.
bonds are available. BSE में जो listed ISINs हैं, equities हैं, they are closer to 5,000. So bond market is much bigger than the equity market. You have many choices. As you say about AAA to AA, A plus, there are many good companies in the A plus and AA plus rated companies also. Very, really good company. But the understanding is not. So that awareness is very good. That is first. Second thing is, which I think many manual processes were there. You have to do your KYC, it was a manual KYC. अगर आपको बॉन्ड बाय करना है तो आपको किसी ब्रोकर को अगर आप नहीं जानते हो तो आप बॉन्ड बाय नहीं कर सकते एंड आप बॉन्ड बाय करते हो तो रिपोर्टिंग एंड सेटलमेंट वाज आल्सो मैनुअल इट वाज नॉट ऑटोमेटिक लाइक इक्विटीज it is automatic it is in bond market it was manual then one more issue was there the minimum investment was 10 lakh rupees so of course it was out of the reach of retail public SEBI has done amazingly good things first thing is SEBI has reduced the minimum investment in government bonds to 1,000 rupees and 1 lakh rupees. So you can start your investment journey in corporate bond market with 1,000 rupees. Government bonds, the minimum investment is only 100 rupees. So first hurdle is removed. Your minimum investment can be as low as 1,000 rupees and 100 rupees. Second thing is, so SEBI has removed those. Second thing is what we have done. Right. We have given a connectivity to the exchange. So, BSE and NSE has given two platform. One is the exchange platform, जहाँ पे आप कोई भी corporate and government bonds buy कर सकते हैं. Right. And second is another platform which we call only for bonds platform, which is request for quote platform, जहाँ पे आप सिर्फ corporate bonds buy कर सकते हैं. So exchange के platform पे आपका minimum investment 1,000 rupees है in corporate bonds, which is very low. So retail can just buy bonds like equities. Entire reporting settlement is automatic, no issues at all. Right. So that is first. And in the RFQ, the minimum investment is 2 lakh rupees, but it is okay because you can buy the retail can buy bonds from the exchange platform, which is much more easy for them to use. Right. So we have given a connectivity to the exchange platform. That is what our USP is, and you can buy and sell bonds just like it. One more important point was in bond market की liquidity. लोगों को लगता था कि आप bonds buy कर लेते हो, then it is supposed to be hold till maturity. Right. Now with the exchange and all thing, you can sell bonds. You bought bonds today, you can sell tomorrow within 24 hours based on your requirement. So it is completely, a transferable instrument. And the liquidity is available in the exchange. You can sell bonds based on your requirement of money, which is seriously good for the retail investors' perspective because they are earning interest for their whole period. And whenever they need money, they can sell their bonds and they will get money in their bank account, which is seriously good. Absolutely. So those hurdles for the retail to be in bond market is removed. Accessibility is really good. information about the bonds now, it is really all the information about bonds is available on the platform like rating rationals, information memorandum, key features of the bonds. So you can take a judgmental call which bonds to buy based on your time horizon of investment and based on your risk appetite.
Right.
8 to 10%, 8 to 12%, all the bonds are.
Fantastic, fantastic. In fact, thanks for that. I actually wanted to ask you the same question. What are the absolute range of services and products offered by Bondbazaar amongst the large universe of bonds? And you partly answered it. And can retail investors also invest easily via different segments on your platform? If you could just quickly go through that.
Yeah, surely. In fact, on our platform, you can select from all these 18,000 bonds, whichever
Right,
bonds you want to buy, based on your preference for tenor and interest rate.
right,
All the 8 to 12% bonds are available on our platform. So that is first thing. These are all listed bonds.
right,
Uh, we are not selling any unlisted bonds on our platform, and that is one of the key thing is that retail investors should be careful about this. So information about all the bonds like rating rationale, key features of the bonds, everything is available in our bonds, each and every bonds. So that is very key, very important for the retail investors. So that is also available. Now, in terms of the product, like you can buy government bonds, you can buy any corporate bonds, you can buy sovereign gold bonds also, because there also these are interesting product. And you can buy bonds ETF. Bonds ETF are also listed on BSE and NSE. And in bonds ETF, uh, you can save tax also, because if you hold it for 3 years, long-term capital gain tax is applicable. And during interim, you can remain invested in the sense, there is no need to reinvest your interest amount. So bond ETF is also a very good product. All these products are available on our plan.
right. Great, Suresh. Thank you for taking us through the transactional segments. I would be keen to come over and see the transactional flows and dealing room someday if it's possible at all.
Most welcome, Ashish. In fact, the best thing is you will love once you log in and see the terminal. You will
Right.
love it, because you can buy and sell bonds on a click of a button, which
I,
is really good.
right. I'll do that right away this weekend. So one final question before we close. For professionals and students interested in making a good career in the bond markets, what will you say are the required subject proficiency and technical skills required? And more importantly, are there good opportunities available for them in the bond market going forward in the future?
So see, Ashish, I tell you that's something about developed market. In developed market, bond market is 4x of equity market.
Four times.
India is still, yeah, 4x of equity market. India is still closer to 75% of equity market. So the growth opportunity in bond market is immense. In next 10 years to 15 years, I expect that India will also have a bond market which is 4x of equity market.
Wow.
A bond market is growing at the rate of 25%, which is, a growth which we will not see any other market. So there is a huge opportunity for investors, professionals who want to build their career in bond market. Just learn it is very simple market, but the opportunity which are there to help the issuer to raise money from the bond market, to help investor to invest money in the bond market to manage their portfolio. So there are many things, many opportunities are there for the professional. There are opportunities from the rating agency side. They also need professionals, and this market is growing at a rapid pace. And all developed economy have a very vibrant bond market. And if India has to become a $5 trillion economy, which is a dream of government, and which is
All
so
of us.
they are promoting. SEBI is promoting bond market. Government is promoting bond market. And once the retail participation will increase, and which is increasing at a rapid pace, it will be one of the most vibrant and lucrative market for professionals to build their career.
Great. So it's still a sunrise industry, bonds, that means, right?
Yeah, from retail investor perspective and from professional perspective. Otherwise, yes, it is what we talk about 180 lakh crore of bond market. It's not
Wow,
small in
wow.
that sense.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Suresh, for sharing your thoughts and really appreciate that you took time out to enlighten us about Bond Bazaar offerings and the tremendous opportunities that are available for retail investors as well as students in the years ahead. So I'm hopeful and confident that you guys have the potential to revolutionize, how common folks in India look at and invest in bonds. So thank you. आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, Suresh.
थैंक यू आशीष, थैंक्स अ लॉट।
आज के लिए इतना ही दोस्तों। आशा करता हूँ कि आपको ये चर्चा पसंद आई होगी। आप इस वीडियो को ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, ताकि आने वाले कोई भी वीडियोस आपसे मिस ना हो जाएं। अगले एपिसोड में फिर आपसे मुलाकात होगी एक नए चर्चे पर, एक नए विषय पर। तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया, आभार, थैंक यू, जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद, थैंक यू, जय
थैंक
हिंद।
यू।